Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to break down some of the most important basics of JavaScript. Includes variables, arrays, functions, objects, and loops. These are essential building blocks for any project, whether you are just getting started or looking to level up your skills. I will first explain each concept and then I will show you the code step by step. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding to start coding with confidence. So let's dive right in. First up, let's talk about variables. Variables are used to store information in your programs like numbers, strings, or other data. In JavaScript, you can declare variables using var, let, or const. Var is a function scope, which means the variable is accessible throughout the entire function. Let and const are block scope, meaning they only exist inside the block where they are declared. Here is how it looks in code. In this example, we declare name using var, age using let, and country using const. If you try to change the value of const, you will get an error because its value is constant. In the above code, the value of age can be updated because it was declared using let, but trying to change country causes an error since it was declared using const. Next, we have arrays. An array is a way to store multiple values inside a single variable. These values can be anything, numbers, strings, even other arrays. Arrays are useful when you want to work with a collection of data. Arrays in JavaScript are zero indexed. Let's see an array in action. In this example, we have created an array called fruits that contains three items, apple, banana, and cherry. When we access fruit subscript of 0, it returns the first item in the array, which is apple. You can also add or remove items from an array using methods like push and pop. Here is how you can do that. We need to push to add orange to the end of the array and pop to remove the last item, which was cherry. Arrays are super flexible and an essential part of working with data in JavaScript. Moving on to functions. Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform a specific task. You can think of them as mini programs within your main program. You can pass inputs to functions called parameters and they can return outputs. A function allows you to avoid repeating code by encapsulation it in one place. You can call the function whenever you need it. Let's take a look at a basic function. In this example, we have a function called greet that takes a name as a parameter and returns a greeting. When we pass Alice to it, it returns hello Alice. Functions can also be written using arrow syntax, which is more concise way to define them. Here is how you write the same function as an arrow function. As you can see, this arrow function takes two arguments a and b and returns their sum. Arrow functions are shorter and often used in modern JavaScript. Now, let's talk about objects. Objects are used to store data in key value pairs, each key representing a property or characteristic, and the value is the data associated with that property. Objects are great for representing real world entities like a person, a car, or a product, where you needed to store multiple pieces of related data. Let's see how you can create an object in JavaScript. In this example, we created an object called person. It has two properties, name and age, and one method, greet. The greet method returns a greeting using this keyword, which refers to the current object. Objects are incredibly useful when you need to represent complex data structures in your code. Finally, let's look at loops. Loops are a way to repeat a block of code multiple times. They're perfect when you need to perform an action for each time in a list or until a condition is met. The most common loop in JavaScript is the for loop, which runs a block of code a specific number of times. Here is an example of a for loop. In this example, the loop runs 5 times, starting at 0 and going up to 4 each time. It prints the value of I to the console. There is also the while loop, which keeps running as long as a certain condition is true. Here is how that works. This while loop works the same way as the for loop but continues until I is no longer less than 5. One more useful loop for working with arrays is the for each method, which is built specifically for arrays. Here is an example. With for each, you can loop through each element of the array and the function will automatically be called for each one. It's a cleaner way to work with arrays. And that's it for today's video. We covered variables, arrays, functions, objects, and loops in JavaScript. I hope this gave you a solid introduction to each of these concepts. Thank you.